Hey Kevin, what are you looking at?
Well, this is called charge particle, and quite frankly, I think this is one of my best pieces. I've had a few requests over the past year or so to talk about some of my work itself, why I created them. So I thought, well, let's start with this one. And one of the biggest questions I get, or one of the questions I get most often is, where does your inspiration come from? How do you think up something like this? You can find this shape on Wikipedia. It's called a truncated octahedron. But I also got inspiration from this little guy. And this is actually a magnet. If you crush this up in your hand or rip it all apart, you'd have a whole bunch of little tiny balls rolling around and a bunch of little itty bitty tiny magnets. Well, I got this just to play with the magnets, just to build things with it. So, rather than working with CAD or, trying to draw, I thought, well, I can use this and I can just create different shapes, get inspiration that way. Well, this is the shape that it actually comes in. It was fun to take it apart and make other things with it, but I kept finding myself going back to this same shape again. I got to make it bigger. So how do I blow it up? How do I get all the dimensions right? How do I get it to hold together? So it became more of a technical challenge, but the artistic part of it was there also. How do you make it look right? How do you make it feel right? Well, I knew the pipes had to all be exactly the same length to get everything to fit right, to get everything to look right. The balls all had to be exactly the same size. And that was one of the things I discovered was these spun metal balls, they're not round. They're oval shaped. So everything has to be oriented exactly the same, all the balls. The pipes have to be exactly the same length. And then as you try to sit there and build it all up, don't forget, the heat is going to make things move. Heat is going to make things warp and change, so you have to be able to hold it all down. But on top of everything else, it has to feel good. It has to be something that you really want to come and work on. I got to see how this ends up. It's like a great book. You got to see this finished. So it took about 2 months, I guess, 2.5 months. Once you finally get the sculpture itself, and it's sitting on the workbench, I thought, oh, okay, that's cool, but now how do I display it? It's cool sitting there, just like on one side, but it's a little bit too big to be in the dining room table. It doesn't fit on a coffee table. I need a pedestal. So just from the artistic side of it, I thought, I've got all these round shapes. I've got all these balls. I've got all these pipes. I've got all these nice smooth edges. I got to try something like that down here also. And I thought, man, I nailed it. I got it. It feels good in here. When I took it to the powder coater and put this blue color on it with the black base underneath it. When they brought it out, when I went to pick it up, and it was all wrapped up, set it on the tailgate of the truck and just kind of peeled it back and peeked inside and just broke into a big grin. So that's a quick look at one of my favorite pieces. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments down here. Are there other pieces you'd like me to talk about? But for now, I got to go back to the office and do some design work. You guys got to come out to the website and sign up for my newsletter, and I'll see y'all again. Honest, Mr. OSHA, these are steel-toed toes.